Thank you. My name is Josh Davis. I'm a futurist. If anybody wants to know what that is, come up and talk to me afterwards. I'd love to tell you. Also new to this city, about a year long. Another futurist about to come up on board. His name is Alvin Toffler. And sorry, I didn't nod. And this is me nodding. All right, we're nodding. Alvin Toffler, he says, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who can't read and write. It'll be those who refuse to learn, unlearn, and relearn. With that, we will move into Jean-Marc Cotte. He was a painter in France in 1899. He should be coming up any moment. So he painted a bunch of pictures where he says are France in the year 2000. So this first image is an air postman. He says he's going to, in the year 2000, remember this is 101 years before this happened, people would be, of course, they would want to connect with the air and mail and want to have that happen. Weird. That anybody in the year 2000, this is pre-flight, this is, I guess probably there were Zeppelins, but there were no airplanes, and this would be pre-air mail and international flight. We still have, in fact, this guy got it right. Maybe he didn't see the way we were going to do it, but he diagnosed the problem, right? So in the second one here, he has air-to-air warfare. How cool is that? It's a big boat, wooden boat, with a blimp on top, and he's going around dropping torpedoes on stuff. Probably not what we do in the year 2000, but we do, in fact, have air combat. I'm an old Navy guy. If there's any Navy folks in here, that's awesome. These are Navy fighters. Woo, yeah, exciting. So he said we would have air-to-air combat. Again, this is before flight. He decides he's going to paint this beautiful picture, and wow, he was right. He was close. So these images of the future that we all really have, and we all kind of think about the future, but a lot of us don't really understand what might the future look like, and that's something I like to bring people through. This guy is video conferencing. He's talking into a phone. He's got a picture of maybe someone who's important enough to him to talk on the phone to, and there's another fellow who's running all the wires. You can see in the back. How cool is that in 1899 somebody said, we'll want to see a Google Hangout. Isn't that weird? That's so strange. It's totally weird, because Google wasn't even around, but this guy was like, no, seriously, this will happen. I imagine he was put in the same room as Galileo. Let's get rid of that guy. He's talking a little weird. But again, it's an image of the future, right? So let's check out this one. That is a bunch of kids at school. You see the professor chumping the books, and it's getting all ground up and pushed through wires into their head. That's so weird that he would think we'd want to industrialize education and democratize it and get it all down to its base levels, get it down so it can be put in any form, and then lo and behold, we have Coursera. Or we have Udacity, or we have the Khan Academy, where we have free and open and ubiquitous education in the year 2012, and now 2013. It was invented a while ago. But again, 1899, the guy says, no, we'll want to educate kids this way. And of course, they're like, you're ridiculous. Never want to do that. We'll always have professors. We'll always have people handling this. Ooh, wow, here's an architect. Not only is he an architect, he's also a builder, or he's a mason, right? He's building bricks. And then not only is he building bricks, he's also putting bricks on top of each other. He's going from zero to building all by himself. And who would have thought that in 1899 that would ever have been possible? Of course it wasn't possible in 1899, but he said, in the year 2000 we'll be doing this. And then that is a canal house built in Amsterdam. Well, at least concept drawn in Amsterdam. That is a 3D printed house in one piece. That was, and so obviously it's not done yet, but if you read that article, and if you're interested, I can bring you to it, how they're going to build a whole row of canal houses that are 3D printed. So one person is going to push go, and then we're going to have whole cities. So what are our images of the future, right? Why does this make sense? So in 1899, this guy says, 100 years from now, we're going to look like this. And we look at it and we go, it was ridiculous. Well, then at the same time, we now have images of the future, don't we? We have things that we go, oh, what would the future city look like? You have this desolate wasteland with a little green. If there are any trekkers in here, I'd love you guys just as much, okay? It's no problem. Here's Jean-Luc Picard. He's playing with a tablet computer. That was in the 80s, right? 80s, 90s? I actually don't know. If somebody can come tell me later. But the point is that he was forecasting the next wave of mobile computing, right? He was forecasting the tablet. That's weird. Somebody put it down and they go, hey, I was watching that thing on Star Trek and I bet we could build that. I bet we could build it. No, we can't build that. Let's just try it. So let's dial this all back to today. After that slide changes. So we'll look at what the future could look like. These are you're going to see a series of movie posters, things that we look at today, like sentient technology, droids walking around doing service for us. And get on the negative stuff. I mean, that's a part of it, but we can keep moving. Also, the cyborg, right? Will Smith has a robotic arm integrated. Anybody interested in transhumanism, come talk to me. We can talk about what that is. In Time. If anybody saw this movie, I didn't, with all respect to Justin Timberlake, I didn't feel like it was edited well, but the story, the concept, was amazing, right? They're going to have alternative currency. Money is gone. Your time is the most valuable luxury you have. And that, by the way, is coming. Maybe not looking like that. This is Firefly for any real sci-fi nerds. Yeah, woo! Yeah, Mal Reynolds is the man, right? Okay, so what about interstellar travel? We've been talking about interstellar travel for years, right? Back with William Shatner, and we're continue on. When will we be at a place in 100 years where we could actually travel between the Martian colony or the lunar colony, etc.? Limitless. This is brain-enhancing medication, right? I mean, that stuff happens now. You take ginkgo biloba, you take a bunch of different supplements to try to sharpen your image. Well, that's only going to increase. And if that were to increase, would we ever get to a place where we could have limitless brain capacity from a pill that we take? Or what about Inception, dream hacking? Anybody interested in that? Come up and talk to me later. Not that I could do it for you. I wouldn't. I mean, it would be fun, right? We could have some good times. No, when you think in terms of dream hacking, think in terms of what is possible if we're able to teach ourselves something subconsciously while we're sleeping and hack that into our dreams. This kind of stuff is interesting to folks who can actually build it. And finally, Buckminster Fuller, another really great futurist, and he says, you never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. And that's exactly what Jean-Marc Cotte got wrong, right? He wrote in his existing technology and said, this is what the future will be. Well, we all know that those same problems will exist, and thank you. I did have another